crafty friends, this is Grace and welcome to my channel and welcome to our first layout in this bashing die cut series. So like I said earlier or in the previous video, I had pulled out a lot of my pre-cut dies or images that I've cut with my Silhouette machine. Actually, now that I was looking at all of the cuts that I have compiled, some of them were even from when I had my Cricut. You know, the old one where we had these big, thick, oh, what is that called? It's gonna come to me, but those where it's not all online or on a software, they're cartridges. There you go. I knew it was gonna come to me. Anyways, yeah, I had a lot of those saved, and I don't know why I saved them all, but I did. And I have to say, I'm doing this voiceover after I have done all 5 layouts, and I'm going to say this is one of my most favorite series that I've done so far. There's nothing really earth-shattering with what I've done, but I just had a lot of fun putting together all of these pre-made cuts that I have saved, and that just tells you that I am most inspired by things that are already there, existing, and that really like gets me thinking of, okay, what else can I do with this, or how can I put this together, especially with the titles, because I'm going to be marrying a few titles here, and not this particular one, but in the other video. So I was really inspired by that. Okay, so going back to this layout, this is going to be a birthday layout, and it's a 2-page spread. And I also have pulled out some smaller paper pads like 6x6 and 6x8 because I figured they would lend itself really well with the dies, the existing dies that I'm gonna, or cuts, I shouldn't say dies, but cuts that I am trying to use. And so this particular one is a birthday paper pack. I believe it is Simple Stories? No, maybe Pebbles? I can't remember. Anyways, it doesn't really matter because that's just how I roll. I'm not one of those YouTuber creators that are making layouts because it's sponsored and I want you to buy the stuff that I'm making. No, we don't do that around here. So if you see something that you like, my vision is that you will just take away the idea and then you can grab something from your stash, or if you really want to buy something out there, then find something that's similar to it. Anyways, I am doing my usual creating my background, or sorry, my border for my layout. And as you can see, because my papers are 6x8, I did cut them 1/4 inch like I always do, but I had to doctor them to make them all go together with my 12-inch canvas. And it's okay because the particular paper that I picked out are stripes, so you won't really, or it's hard to tell that they are kind of attached together. And so again, I'm just going to put that together, and I did miter the edges of it just because I like the look of that better than just the regular like square or rectangle. And I'm using some liquid glue. It's easier for me to do the liquid glue, especially with smaller areas. And as you can see, I have some just napkin, you know, from like fast food joint or whatever. And I'm just kind of wiping down some of that liquid that oozes off because I just want it to be cleaner as much as I can. So I'm just putting them together, and I am again continually mixing them, the papers together. And I'm actually going to make a mistake here. I'm going to adhere like another edge of paper on the other side, and it will dawn on me, I think it's this one, maybe it's another one, but I make a mistake where I put another border on the other side and not remembering that this is a 2-page spread. So I will be able to pull that really quickly when I realize my mistake. And thank goodness it's liquid glue, because I was able to peel it off, and I was able to fix my mistake. So speaking of birthday, again, this is a birthday layout, and this is a birthday of my youngest son in 2020. So that would have been 6 years old. And this is actually, his birthday fell on a weekday and they had school that day, so we didn't really celebrate that much except for opening gifts and then also a cake for after dinner. And then we did our big celebration during the weekend when my husband is available to celebrate with us. And I believe we went out for some, of course, fast food, and then went to the arcade, if I'm not mistaken. So I should have cut a lot of this out, but I didn't realize how long this process would be. Um, and this is when, if you can tell, I've started to realize that I did it wrong, where I was going around. And I don't know when I'll realize my mistake, but I think I'm gonna pull that all off, because I'm supposed to have filled that left side instead of going around on this part of the paper. And I'm just using white cardstock as my base. I love using white cardstock because it just gives that clean look, and also kind of a clean slate where you can add whatever you want to add, and it'll be fine. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. What am I cutting? Why am I cutting that smaller one? I guess to save some paper. And this paper is really pretty. You know, you can see all of the colors. It's a really good paper for birthdays, you know, because it's a very celebratory, and also perfect for kid birthday as well. This is when I realized that I had made a mistake and that I need to peel out some of that paper. Thank goodness again, it is liquid glue, so I was able to pull that off. And that will do for me. And then I'm going to bring the other side, so my border is all done. One thing though that I did realize is that the borders or the edges of these papers are mitered, so I need to make sure that that's square. And I'm just going to add a few more papers here just to kind of fix my mistake, and then snip that off, and hopefully it will stick together and it will work out fine. And I'm using 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I have 12 photos here, and they are all 3 by 4. There are 6 that are vertical, and then 6 that are horizontal. And I wasn't following any sketches for this. I think another reason why I really love these layouts that I created were that they were kind of a how do I say it? Like, it made me step away from doing sketches, because I was doing a lot of sketches before. It made me step away from that and just kind of do my own thing. And it allowed me to create some different designs, and which that I would make, how do I say it? It allowed me to make new designs, but it had, like, my jumping points were the die cuts, or the cuts that I was using. So I did have 13 photos, but I just wanted to keep it even. So I took out one of the photos, and then I'm also gonna trim a little bit of it, just because I have a border, and so it's not gonna go all the way inside that border that I wanted, so I have to trim a little bit of it, but that's okay. And then I'm just going to grab this candy paper. Again, a lot of these papers are really cute looking, and it lends itself really well for a kid birthday party. Okay, so now that I've adhered a few of these papers, I'm just going to continue adhering them. I adhered the right side already, and I did add a scallop border on the right side of that. I just feel like, I don't know, anytime I do a lot of blocking type of designs, I feel that there's a need for some kind of round shape or circular shape to that. And so I almost always add some scallop border just to kind of break down all of those hard edges. And I did add some more paper on the top and the bottom side of the center panel, just because I feel like it needed a little bit more paper there, a little bit more pattern on the design itself. And again, these are all 6 by 8, so I have to do a little bit of piecing here just to make them fit. And it works really well because I'm only using small portions of them. And then I can trim the edge and that will be good. So now that my photos are done, I'm going to go ahead and start adding the fun parts, which are the cuts that I have already on hand. So this party time was cut from, I think it was cut from a Silhouette software or design or cut file, and it's with green cardstock or dark green, which I thought was really kind of serendipitous, because I didn't have to, darken it up to make it stand out against that busy background. So I really like that. Now, the title was a little bit shorter, and so I'm kind of looking for things to add on the bottom of that panel, because it just seems like it wasn't quite filled enough, or it didn't feel filled enough in my eyes. Now, this is the part that I really enjoyed about this particular layout. I had a bunch of cutout circles. I don't know why I had cutout circles, but I did. And they were just cardstock circles, and they came in this colors, and they are different sizes. And so I grabbed them all. Didn't know what I was going to do with them, but I thought, hey, why not add those circles to this very blocky type of layout? And then it kind of, I don't know, the idea sparked with me, but why not make it into balloons, since this is a birthday layout? And so that's what I did. Now, I guess if I would have like mold the idea over, maybe I would have like planned to make 6 balloons for a 6-year-old birthday, but I really just wanted to fill that top one with balloons to fill up the space. And I also dry embossed them. I ran them through my embossing machine and added that texture to it, which I really love. Now, I ended up not using all of the circles because they were just too many. I did not want to crowd them. I still want the pictures to stand out. But I love the results of these balloons, and the placement of them also worked well, because they were on the top of the layout, and then I'm going to pen or add some pen lines to create that look of the string for the balloons. And I'm just trying to move them around to make sure that I have them all, that it's even. And also that the colors, like there's certain colors that they're not too close together. So if you're going to recreate this, I would say that this is very easily scrap liftable, is that the word? Because you can cut whatever circles that you want to fit the color scheme that you have, and whatever sizes that you want, and whatever embossing folder you want to use as well. So there's a lot of possibilities for this. We can even, if you don't want the circle As the balloons, I've also seen some balloons that are heart-shaped, so you can do a heart-shaped balloon as well. Like, the possibilities are endless because the base is very basic. So I'm just kind of finishing it up, trying to find my goal is that they're kind of, overlapping each other, touching them so that they're just close together. And then I also decided that maybe I should add some of them with foam adhesive just so that we can see that differentiation between each of them, and also to add more texture to the layout. Now, my foam adhesives are not very thick, which I prefer because I will be putting these in sheet protectors. So they're just, I think, an eighth of an inch, or even maybe a quarter of an inch, I think. But they're the tiny ones that I bought at Joann's, and I really like them. So I'm just going to add a few of them with some foam adhesive, just so we can see that overlap even better. And then I'm coming to the end of my actual videotaping of this layout, but I am going to, I'm not sure if I'm going to show it on the camera, but I will be adding some birthday stickers as well. I have a, like a birthday kit, like I put different kinds of products from different manufacturers, and I add some stickers, birthday stickers here and there. I also decided to add some stars that already been cut out, and that is my layout. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in another video. Bye.